Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, pushing his word sincerity and in truth. Back with another lesson. And this is going to be an article I'm going to get into. I haven't read all of it, but read about the first paragraph. But it struck my it struck my eye. All right. It says more Americans are going hungry and it costs more to feed them. All right. So we're definitely in these times and the prophecies are speaking, man. The prophecies are definitely speaking. They're jumping off the page. All right. And the Lord is going to cause more disruptions as far as people going hungry, people being angry, people wanting to riot in the street because of lack of bread. All these things are going to culminate in these end days and end times, man. All right. Because we really, truly haven't seen anything yet. So let's get into it. It says the first time Kelly Wilcox drove her 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan to the food pantry near her home in Payson, Utah. All right. This is Utah. This is, Edomite haven. So if you got Edomites catching it in Utah, how much more Jake and how much more closer are we to the collapse of this society, man? All right. So like he said, she noticed one thing right away that surprised her. Newer models of Toyota and Honda sedans and minivans. I saw a bunch of other people with cars like mine who had kids in cars, she said. So these people got late model cars, right? Newer cars, so to speak. And they pulling up to what? A food pantry, man. A food pantry. Because they struggling to make ends meet, right? Money is not going as far. Mortgages, rents are going through the roof, right? Fuel costs, energy costs, all these things are adding up. And at the end of the day, especially here in Mystery Babylon and other Western countries, you got people used to living a certain standard of life, and that's being slowly but surely ripped from under them, which is going to cause what? It's going to cause a chaos at the end of the day, which through the spirit, I believe it's going to lead to a universal basic income, man. Right? Which is going to be a segue to that MOTB that Mark is spoken about in the book of Revelation. Right? Which you are going to need to buy and to sell. Okay? Because things are going to be controlled top down, man. All right? It says the mother of 4 young sons hadn't known what to expect when she made the initial trip to Tabitha's Way local food pantry this spring. She did know she needed help. Her husband had lost his job. He soon found a new job as an account manager, but with inflation, it hasn't been enough. We still cannot keep up with the bills, said Mrs. Wilcox, 35, to keep her children fed this summer. She has visited the pantry regularly and said that bearing a change, like a drop in food prices or a raise for her husband, it will be necessary for the foreseeable future. Tabitha's Way location in Spanish Fork, Utah, a town of 44,000 outside Provo, used to serve roughly 130 families each week, offering essentials like fresh produce, baby formula this year. This year, serving people like Miss Wilcox and her family whose paychecks are not going far enough. The number has climbed above 200. So this is a very small town where they're doing this report on this lady. All right. It says it went from 130 to 200, roughly almost double. So you can imagine if you extrapolate this out to bigger cities, bigger areas. All right. It's a strain going on the production of food, man. All right. It says the increased food insecurity is not about a sudden wave of joblessness as it was when the economy ground to a halt in 2020. In the first wave of the pandemic, is about inflation, higher prices for housing, gas, especially food. According to the last report on the consumer price, the cost of food increased 10.4% from a year earlier, the largest 12-month increase since 1981. Right. So it's only going to get worse, and they're going to have to bring out more and more drastic measures, man. Right. So let's jump into the scriptures because this is all about prophecy speaking. You see? Let's get 2 Ezra 9:1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, all right, and just wait until this winter, man, right? They already told these European countries this winter to be on guard for what? Power outages, man, all right? Fuel shortages for people heating their homes. You know, it's going to be a cold winter, man. A winter is coming again. You see, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So many people don't understand the times that we're living in. They might write it off as just a rough patch, write it off as things will go back to normal, write it off as, it's a better day than the next day, right? Not understanding that the Lord purposed these things to happen upon the earth. It says, for like as all things is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. See? Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So these food shortages, right? Riots, uproars of the people, more and more sicknesses, illnesses, right? They got this monkeypox madness going on, and we know who it's been affecting. All right, and that's nothing but judgment. Call Halom Yahabashim Yahweh for that. So we're going to see more and more of these things, man, because the prophecies are doing what? They're speaking. They're manifesting. All right, this book is living water, so you can understand. Let's go into the book of Habakkuk 2:3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So piece by piece, these prophecies are happening, inch by inch. Gradualism is a thing Esau uses to bring in a whole new system in a whole new way, right? And before they bring in that new beast system, they have to tear down the old world. They have to tear down people being used to living a certain standard, right? Smaller houses, exorbitant rents, scaling back on food. Now they got Beyond Meat. They even have, they got Franken meat. You're eating substances that taste like meat, but it's not really meat. So you got Esau, this devil, man, and he's going for broke, man. All right, he is going for broke because he sees that this is it, man. The time for him to bring in his new system. These things are not by accident. So food banks are trying to meet the needs while coping with decreasing donations, and in some cases, increased awareness among people who need help that food banks are an option. Data from the Census Bureau showed that last month, 25 million adults sometimes had not had enough to eat in the previous 7 days. That was the greatest number since just before Christmas in 2020, when the pandemic continued to take high economic toll and the unemployment rate was nearly twice what it is today. A survey conducted by the Urban Institute found that food insecurity, after falling sharply in 2021, rose to roughly the same level this June. In July, it reached in March and April of 2020, around 1 in 5 adults reported experiencing food insecurity in the previous 30 days. Among adults with jobs, 17.3% said they had experienced food insecurity, compared with 16.3% in 2020. The most recent survey had 9,494 respondents in a margin error of about 1%. On a local level, those trends are reflected in what Wendy Osborne, the director of Tabitha's Way, sees in Utah. There are more people who have jobs. They're working. They're just not making enough. Meaning, really, that's a currency problem. That's really a buying power problem. Meaning, that dollar doesn't go as far because it's losing value. You understand? That's why there's a big push to move everything into a digital currency, right? Which is on the way, man. All right. These companies are basically signaling that's where they're going to take this thing. All right. They're going to take it that way. As far as you being tracked, you being marked, you being chipped, and whatever you're buying and purchasing. All right. You're going to have a limit on that, man. you're going to be limited. Miss Osborne said the majority of families that picked up food from Tabitha's Way were employed with one or more jobs. I repeatedly heard, I never had to use a food pantry. I'm the one who's helped people, not the one who's needed help. Right. So these people are basically being humbled, man. All right. They are being humbled. They had it. Now they don't got it. You see? And I always encourage brothers that's out here, man, that's able to work. Hey, get that money and get some money while you can, man. All right. Get some money while you can. If you can, through the spirit, afford extra rice, extra beans. Hey, that's not gonna basically deliver you or give you salvation at the end of the day, but it's very prudent to do that, right? You have the ability, throw it in the house. You may be able to help another brother or help yourself in certain situations, right? So let's go back and finish out with these scriptures. Let's get this one. This Deuteronomy 30:7. Lord, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And this story was taking place in what? In some place in Utah, man. All right. And you can't get no more into Edomite territory than Utah. And you got these people struggling, man. Right? Struggling. Homelessness is going through the roof. Drug abuse is going through the roof. And it's happening among Edomites more and more because the Lord is bringing them down, man. All right. Usually things that they would pinpoint Jake and say, oh, they're a welfare case. They need handouts. But who needs the fucking handouts now, man? All right. We see it for what it is. The Lord is bringing these people down. Let's end this off. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? And when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows? So when is the end coming? Basically what Ezra is asking. This is a good chapter. Hell, 2nd Ezra is a great book if you really want to have understanding of the totality of the Bible. 2nd Ezra is a great book. Verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Right? So taking you back to the story, right? For Esau is the end of the world. And we know who the Edomites are. We know who Esau is. And Jacob, right? You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who make up the house of Israel. And this is speaking about the elect of you, first and foremost. And then through the elect, the rest of the nation will be brought back. It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So, hey, this is the end of their rulership, man. You see? And the signs leading up to the end, which we were just reading in other chapters and verses and books, all right, is certain curses coming on our enemies, right? Uproars of the people. You see? Other scriptures talk about the love of many waxing cold, because soon, once those food banks run out, these red-blooded Americans are going to be knocking each other over the head and running into their neighbor's house to get that bag of potatoes, to get that bag of rice. Those days and those times are coming. You see? But with that, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom the next time.